welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 59 for your Wednesday night, August 3rd, 2022. Welcome back to the channel. How are we, lads? And as always, in the middle, ProEnzo Vidz, and on the edge, we got All Out CHAMPA. Fellas, how are we?
Bro, going really good. Cannot wait for the show tonight. Obviously, we were one episode away from the big 60, so let's make 59 a good one.
Mate, it's going to be a great show. And All Out CHAMPA, mate, how are you, my good friend?
I'm doing great, Nick. Hello to you too, Lorenzo, and hello to everyone in the chat. This is a big episode on the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast. We've got some great topics in, and guess what, mate? One episode away from the big 60, all right? You do not want to miss.
I wonder how many arguments we'll have tonight. We had a few last week, especially over the Tigers Cowboys game. But
I reckon we might find. I reckon we might go a bit back and forth on some of these topics, guys. You don't want to miss out.
I'm sure of it. I want to go to live chat before we get into the show. Hello to Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to SS Storm fan. Electrical Dust is here. Cody Games PlayStation, Minty Rabbito, the always loyal Jason Reader is there once again. Hello, Jason. I hope you're doing well, my friend. We got Paddy G in the house. Paddy G is there as well.
Hey.
We got Bosky, and the crowd is building, and it's good to see a reasonable crowd building in for Wednesday night, August 3rd, 6:34 p.m. Fellas, let's just get into the podcast. And I just want to say, are you ready?
I am ready, mate. Let's go.
Let's do this.
I said, are you fucking ready? That's fucking
ready.
I am fucking ready.
Let's do it.
All right, let me just have a mouthful of this beautiful, beautiful Coca-Cola.
As always.
Coca-Cola should sponsor me. If you want to sponsor the channel, email me, nick4668@gmail.com.
Hey, if Spring Water wants to sponsor me, just hit me up as well.
No, they can all sponsor us. All right, let's go. Let's rip in. Topic number 5. The NRL 2022 Grand Final could move to Suncorp Stadium this year due to broken promises by the New South Wales government. Now, I'm not sure if you've been reading it, fellas. I'm not sure if the live chat's been reading it. So, from what I understand, the New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet promised Brookvale Oval, Leichhardt Oval, and Shark Park all upgrades, and nothing is happening. Things aren't going to plan. Peter V'landys is fuming with rage, and he's threatened to take the NRL Grand Final this season to Suncorp Stadium. Now, as a guy that lives only 2 hours from Suncorp Stadium, I would not mind that one bit. I would be there. It's like an hour. It's about an hour and 20 minutes for me to get to ANZ Stadium. But I wouldn't mind it if it moves to Suncorp Stadium. But in all seriousness, this situation is getting ugly, and we don't want it to get ugly because we need the government and the NRL bosses to be on the same page as the government, and we need them to all be happy. So, ProEnzo Vidz, what have you made of all this?
Well, obviously, reading the past couple of days in the situation where Perrottet's obviously struggled to make any promises and all that to the stadiums, which is disappointing because, like I said in the green room to CHAMPA earlier on, Brookie was promised to get more upgrades, but didn't happen. Same with Leichhardt, and it's an ugly situation, as you said, Nick. But I just think that the grand final should stay in Sydney. I think it's always been better in Sydney. I know that last year it wasn't that bad at Suncorp, but for obvious reasons, because of COVID last year, that's why I had to do it. But look, I think it just works in Sydney all the time. I think having it the grand final in Sydney is always known as being hosted there. So I just hope they sort this out because this isn't good where it's going.
What about yourself, All That CHAMPA? I mean, if it moves to Brisbane, do you have a problem with it? Is there more important things at the moment? Because obviously Brookvale's been promised an upgrade, Shark Park's been promised, Leichhardt Oval as well, and I think Penrith as well. The money, they want to put the money elsewhere, which the NRL aren't happy about. But what are your thoughts on the whole situation?
I think Dominic Perez, or however the fuck you say his last name, I think he's a complete fucking idiot. And it's no surprise that he's done something like this because he always backflips on deals. First, he starts a rivalry with the train workers and the union committee and all that bullshit. And now this with the NRL. He's going back on back. Look, Peter V'landys, I don't blame him one bit. He should be fuming with rage because he's been promised. He has broken promises given to him. Seriously. And I hope he takes the game to SUNCORP just so he can stick it into the New South Wales government's face because it's ridiculous. Brookie, Leichhardt, and Sharkpart all were promised renovations and upgrades from the New South Wales governor, and they have not seen anything yet. And from what I've been told, from what sources I've seen, Peter V'landys has been very lenient with the New South Wales governor with everything that's happening as of recently. But for the New South Wales governor to do this, it's just absolutely disgraceful. And I find it very, very disgusting that he hides behind excuses like, because of the floods and everything. Like using a human tragedy to hide behind your broken promises is disgusting.
Mate, I've heard both stories. I've heard pretty much everyone have their opinion on this last couple of days. I don't want to sound like I'm defending the government here, but with all due respect, Leichhardt Oval, Brookvale Oval, Shark Park, and Penrith Stadium, they can all fucking wait. Now, the reason I say that, there are much more important things at the moment going on outside of those grounds that need to be attended to. So, apparently, they want to put the money in more important places. I listened to what Mark Guy had to say about this afternoon. He mentioned more money needs to be going to places like Lismore, who were destroyed in the flood, as we know. I'm a fucking flood victim. I'm well aware of what's happened. We had about 3 floods in about 2 weeks, which is just unheard of. A lot of areas in Sydney as well got completely fucked by a flood. I reckon those stadiums will get upgraded eventually, but they need to be patient.
Well, but
you need to get the people who got flood affected up and going first. Get them all a rental. I mean, look at me. I still haven't got a rental. I haven't had a rental since February. So people like me would prefer the money to come this way, and the stadiums can wait. But I see where the NRL's coming from. They're upset. They want the stadiums to be upgraded, which is understandable. But hey, there's more than one ground to play at. You can play at ANZ Stadium. You can play at CommBank. You can play all over the place. There's more than one ground you can play at. And Allianz Stadium's open in about 3 weeks' time. So I reckon they can just wait, boys. I reckon they can wait.
Well, the only issue I have with that is that the money that's going to the money that it's going towards the areas that were affected. That they are being funded. There's nothing going on with that. They have the money to afford.
I can promise you.
That they have the money to take care of that. It's just they're backflipping. They're backflipping on what they promised to the NRL, and that's the issue that Peter V'landys has. He knows that there's more important issues happening around, and he understands that. But at the same time, the governor has to live up to the promises that they gave to.
I understand that, CHAMPA. But my question to you would be, what's more important? Getting people in flood-affected areas a house or a rental, or getting a ground upgraded? I know what I would prefer first.
Obviously, the first one is more important. You got to help those people out. I'm not against that, but that's happening right now. There's nothing stopping that. They have the money right now to take care of both situations.
Well,
but
they're not.
They do, but they're going to renovate Penrith. But Penrith Stadium's going to be under renovation soon. They just finished renovating.
They're doing fuck all up here. Come on, Lismore for a day. I'll show you around and I'll show you how much I've done. I haven't done fuck all.
Well, this is what the sources have told me that they have the money to.
Hey, I live in Lismore. I will gladly drive you in my car around the entire Lismore, north, south, town, all the way through, and you will see how much work I've done. I have done fuck all. There is much done. Trust me. If you drive over to South Lismore or North Lismore, you will go, what is this shithole? Where are we in the mission? Where the fuck are we? It's trust me, nothing's getting done over here. It's god awful. Yes, they have the money, but nothing's being done.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say as well, like it's been a long time because weren't Leichhardt and Brookveld those sort of players promised like a long time ago for upgrades?
Yeah, they
and
were.
stuff like
They
that.
were.
So,
They were.
yeah.
But I just think you got to be patient. You can't just expect it to happen in overnight. It's gonna take longer. I think what Perrottet is trying to do, he's trying to tell Volandis, listen, we've got a few more things that are probably a bit more important than the Grands at the moment, and once we get these done, we'll help you out. But obviously, there's a bit of confusion what's going on. But if the grand final moves to Brisbane, I mean, it was there last year and it was fantastic. I think it'd be great if it did go to Brisbane again. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
It would be good if it went to SUNCORP. I'm not doubting that, but it needs to be in Sydney.
Yeah, I agree.
It needs to be in Sydney. It's Rugby League Heartland here in Sydney.
If the NRL Grand Final's not at ANZ Stadium and it's at Suncorp, right? There's nowhere else you're taking it.
Well, yeah, I guess that is.
No.
I guess that
ProEnzo,
is right.
Do you agree?
Well, like outside of Suncorp and ANZ, no, you wouldn't take anywhere else, I don't think.
So if ANZ say it was unavailable, Suncorp's the only other option you'd go, right? You wouldn't go anywhere else?
Well, it's one of the best stadiums in Australia, but, you know, obviously you'd go there, but just hope it's ANZ, though.
Yeah, I think it will be ANZ, but hopefully they sort this out and get things going the right way.
It has to be either ANZ or Brisbane. You can't take it to Perth. You can't take it to Adelaide. No way.
Exactly right. Yeah. All right, let's move on to topic number 4. And, well, this situation's gotten quite ugly. David Klemmer, the front rower of the Newcastle Knights, could be sacked by tomorrow, from what I understand, for abusing the Knights trainer. So, obviously, on the weekend, it was Knights and the Dogs out at Newcastle. The Knights trainer was telling David Klemmer that he's going off on going to the bench. Or apparently, the trainer said to Klemmer, get the fuck off the field, get your ass to the bench. And David Klemmer turned around and said, no, fuck you, fuck off. Apparently, it took about 5 minutes to get Klemmer off the field during the game. Now, as we all know, if you play a game of rugby league on the weekend and your coach tells you to get off, but you don't go off, something's going to happen afterwards. You're going to get a spray of a lifetime. So I have no doubt Adam O'Brien gave it to David Klemmer, and any play that goes off at the trainer is always going to cop it the wrong way. David Klemmer, I mean, he has done this in the past. There has been problems. I mean, when he's at the Bulldogs, this happened as well. He's been dropped this weekend because of that reason. What do you boys reckon? Should he be sacked for doing it? Because it doesn't seem like a big charge to get the sack over.
Well, I believe he won't play another game after this. There's obviously problems that are more than just this, and I believe he won't play another game this year. And it's hard because he has been their best forward in form, for the Knights, but
easily.
But I believe because he's out the door next year. He's definitely leaving the Knights, whether it's Para or somewhere else. I feel like he won't play another game. It's going to be tough for Knights because they still have a chance to get the spoon. As for Klemmer and his on-field situation that happened with the trainer, I mean, Klemmer just has to listen to the trainer. The trainer is part of the coaching staff technically, and he has to listen to what he's been told, because the trainer isn't telling Klemmer this. It's technically Adam O'Brien that's telling Klemmer this.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I was just going to say, Adam O'Brien sends the message down to the trainer. He's like, righto, tell this player I want him in this position. Tell him I want him to do this. Okay, coach. Adam O'Brien's like, righto, trainer, what's your name? I don't know. Clark. Hey, Clark, I want you to go down there and tell Klemmer he's off. And then Klemmer goes, oh, fuck off. So what Klemmer did was probably a bit stupid. And then obviously the argument with the trainer, oh, no, fuck you, I'm not going to the bench. Trainer says, get your ass to the bench. And next minute it's David Klemmer versus the trainer, and we've got a whole different situation. Should he get the sack for it, though? Because, I mean, it's a pretty soft way to get the sack.
Well, I mean, if he's at the club next year, the Knights might just fast track it and actually give him a sack.
There's no way he'll be at Newcastle next year. There's no way.
No way.
Going for sure.
ProEnzo, what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
No, I agree with what CHAMPA said. When obviously the trainer says something to the player, it's basically the message of the coach. So he's basically sort of obeying the rules with what O'Brien sort of ordered. So I think like Klemmer, I can't see Clemmer staying next year. I think he's already been rumoured to go to Parramatta, which they missed out on. So yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say that. The deadline ended on August 1st there, and they tried to get David Clemmer moved on to Parramatta because Parramatta were really keen on him, and then obviously the Knights didn't agree to the situation, which I don't understand. Why they didn't agree to it, I don't get it. Maybe it's the contract, maybe it's the money. I don't know what the problem was there, but David Clemmer, there's no way he'll be at Newcastle next year. He'll probably end up at Parramatta or something because they are interested in him, and that apparently there's a few clubs that are after David Clemmer now, but Parramatta are the hot favourites. So I don't think he'll be at Newcastle, but seems to be a pretty poor way to get the sack, right? Like it's a pretty soft sacking.
Yeah. It would be. The most I say he should get fined. It's similar with the Proctor situation. The most he should get is probably a fine. But I just look. I think this is long overdue. Clemmer and the Knights departing ways.
Yeah, I think so.
It has not worked out at all.
A lot of drama.
Yeah.
And look, if you have a look at David Clemmer, based off this season, he's probably in the top 15 props in the game. He's had a great year, considering how bad Newcastle have been. He's been very good this season.
Yeah, he has. It's what impact.
I think Clemmer is just one person out of a whole heap of players who are unhappy at the Knights. I can list a lot of players who look unhappy, and I think Clemmer's showing it the most.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them that's not happy. And look, with the way Newcastle have gone this year, who the hell would be happy? It's been a tough year for the Knights. But Clemmer's gone, and he will probably end up at Parramatta next year. So that'll be interesting to see how that all goes about. But we're going to move on to topic number 3 now, and this might get interesting. Jake Arthur, the son of Brad Arthur. So as we know, the Parramatta Eels head coach is Brad Arthur. His son, Jake Arthur, also plays with Parramatta. He's usually in the New South Wales Cup team. He played a couple of weeks ago and he copped a bit of criticism, and now he's playing again this weekend because Mitchell Moses is out for a couple of weeks with a broken finger, has to have surgery. Arthur's been getting booed a lot at games, and he's been getting a lot of criticism because of his poor performances. I guess the question is, fellas, is the Jake Arthur criticism fair?
No, it's not. Well, definitely not to the extent of what it is right now when they boo him whenever he runs in the field. Because how old is he? Like 19, 20? You know, just give him a break. He's obviously still developing as a player, still trying to find his best and trying to find his best attributes. I mean, sure, any criticism to a player is fair, in my opinion. We see it every time, and it's part of the game, criticism. It's only to just, I guess, pinpoint what the issues are of that player and how they're going. So I think, look, the criticism is fair, but like it's over the top how Parramatta are doing it, the fans, you know. There's no need to boo him whenever he comes in the field. There's no need to make these sort of threats about family and stuff like that, like what I've seen on Twitter, like, you know, comments about Arthur's family and how they do stuff to him and that. So like things like that are just a bit too far in my opinion. And obviously Manly play Parramatta this Friday and Arthur's playing halfback. So look, for his sake, I just hope he has a solid game. Like not a game where it's like amazing, but like just, you know, it's a game where he doesn't deserve any criticism or hate.
All that CHAMPA, what do you reckon?
Well, look, I understand that the fans do have a voice, and they are more than welcome to openly share their opinion, like what we're doing right now. But yeah, there comes a limit where you need to just, you know, really look at what you're saying. I mean, Jake Arthur, has he been in the best form lately? No. Is he the best at Parramatta? No. But he is the backup halfback for Parramatta. If anything happens to Mitchell Moses, Jacob Arthur comes in, all right? Whether the Eels fans like it or not, this is the player that's going to back up Mitchell Moses and help get Parramatta the win. So, look, criticism, like Lorenzo said, is fair, all right? But, man, I mean, like, booing him, but booing your own player is a big thing. I mean, poor Jake Harvey, he's 19 years old, and having to cop that after you've only played, 15 NRL games? Keep in mind, I don't know how many NRL games he's played, whether it's, I know it's less than, I'd say, 30, but come on, man. You really think a young 19-year-old is going to come out and start playing like bloody Nathan Cleary or something? He needs time to develop. Is he ready for the NRL yet? Probably not. But you just just gotta calm down on the bloke, man. 19 years of age, it could really ruin a player's mentality. And look, again, NRL fans have a voice and they can view their opinion, but you keep in mind this is their player, so I feel like it's just a bit too far what they're doing.
You want my opinion on Jake Arthur, the criticism?
I don't even know where you're heading at this, Nick. Just let it out.
The online social media trolling and cyberbullying, I think those threats are a disgrace, and there is no need for anybody to be doing that towards Jacob Arthur. I don't agree with that on social media. I think that's disgusting and fucked up. As for the Jake Arthur criticism and the booing, I have got no problem with it at all.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I am more than happy for a fan to pay $30 for a ticket, walk into the stadium, take their seat with their Coca-Cola and their hot chips or whatever the fuck they order, and they sit there and they're watching the game. And if Jacob Arthur's having a bad game, they're going to boo him, and they have every right to boo him. I have no problem with the people that attend the games booing him. And
this is their own player.
I mean, bro, I don't want to be rude. I really don't, but I'm going to be honest here. He's fucking shit. No wonder he gets booed.
Shit.
Yeah, but
but this is their own player that they're booing. Don't you think that there's a line that they might have crossed?
Hey. I boo some of the Cowboys players when they play like shit.
Well, I understand that, but this is a 19-year-old kid trying to get the win.
He's a fuck how old is he? He's in the NRL. Harden the fuck up. Chris isn't all part of it. Grow some testicles.
He has had great games, not as lately, but there has been games where he's
since he fucking started the NRL.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Jake Arthur is nothing more than a shit player. That's why he gets booed. Because he's not good.
Well,
he's not ready, but that doesn't make him shit.
He's shit.
I've seen worse players. Nick, I have seen worse players.
CHAMPA, you're probably better than him, and you're not even in the NRL. You're better than him.
Well, I appreciate the compliment, but look, imagine this, right? Imagine this. You're 19 years of age. You're still a teenager. You have only played less than 20 games, and you have more than 30,000 booing you, calling you this. Oh, you're a shit. You're fucking this, fucking that. Yeah. Don't you think that could be bad mentally for the player? I mean, this is the future of Parramatta that they're booing.
Right. The players that have a brain and that are smart, they don't give a fuck what the crowd says. They don't care.
He's 19 years old.
What about the threats? What have you seen the threats that made his family?
The threats are a joke, and I just said I reckon they're fucking disgusting. I don't agree with social media and all that bullshit that they put on there. But if you're gonna play dog shit, expect to get booed. It's just how it is.
I'll ask you this, Nick. Do you think that there's nepotism at Parramatta with Brad Arthur and Jacob Arthur?
Yep.
Oh God, really?
Yep.
He's not even the starting halfback. Well, how could there be nepotism?
Well, they tried to start him in the NRL earlier this year when they had Dylan Brown playing centers. We all know how that went.
They changed it. When they realised it wasn't working, they changed it and they dropped Jake Arthur.
Is Jake Arthur the only halfback Parramatta have in their reserves?
Well, he's obviously the best reserve player that they have.
So Jake Arthur is rated higher than Jordan Rankin, is he? That makes me sick.
Definitely.
That makes me sick.
Well, actually, the thing is, I think the thing with Jordan Rankin is, I don't know how much it matters, but he's the player coach of the side, of the reserve grade side, so I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, but if he got offered a chance to play a game, he would take it.
Yeah, but
his NRL days are over. It's good. You need to develop the young talent that's at Parramatta, and Jacob Arthur is a part of that young talent.
Just put Madison, Cartwright, put one of them in the halves.
Oh, stop. Oh, God. You did not just say Madison.
Madison, he can play in the halves. He's done the job.
Yeah, but
Cartwright, I can understand.
Cartwright's played 6.
So, all right.
6 years ago, though.
If so, you would want Jacob Arthur to move on from Parramatta?
Yep.
Who's
no one wants him there. No one likes the kid.
What? The fans, the players are defending him.
Because they have to, because they're the teammates. They have to defend him.
Oh,
how would you know about that?
I don't know. I don't know about that, Nick. I think Jacob Arthur should stay at Parramatta, and I feel like Parramatta should develop him because he is the future of that club.
Needs to be commitment.
The future. He's just going to be another Luke Brooks. Where he's going.
Oh,
I don't
I knew
rate
you
the
were going
kid.
in there.
I don't believe in him. I don't believe in the kid. I don't believe he's good enough. Like I really don't. I don't rate him.
Say we're in 1 or 2 years' time, are you going to remember this moment? And if he's like a top 5 halfback in the game, are you going to remember this moment?
If he becomes a top 5 halfback, I will literally run into a fucking trolley. I'll tackle the cunt with my shoulder.
Oh, jeez.
Won't happen.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair.
It's good for young players to get away from their dad as a coach because it can fucking make the development slower if they're related. It really can. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's a fair point. But
I'm just saying it can happen. All right, let's move on from the Jake Arthur crap because I just can't stand talking about him anymore. Topic number 2. All right, boys. Patrick Carrigan suspended for 4 weeks for a dangerous hip drop tackle on Jackson Hastings, which broke Jackson Hastings' ankle, by the way. I was at the game live. I was there Saturday night for the Broncos and Tigers game. I was at the ground live, and the tackle happened it was right in front of me. I was up, right behind the post there, and the tackle was just there in front of me, and you could hear Hastings screaming agony when it happened. So you knew something was going on. Paddy Carrigan, I don't believe he's a dirty player or anything like that, but like they say, if you're going to do the crime, then you got to do the time. ProEnzo Vidz, is 4 weeks enough for the hip drop tackle?
Well, I mean, for those that did watch the podcast on Monday, my one, obviously this was discussed, and Carrigan got 4 weeks for the hip drop tackle. Now, look, obviously it's a very bad tackle. Let me just say, it's obviously something that exposed the knees, and as a result, it obviously injured Jackson Hastings really badly. And
your back.
Exposed many parts of the body with the tackle because of all the momentum. But no, 4 weeks is not enough at all. I'd give him 8 weeks personally. I think that's the limit for me to go with because you need to make a stronger and better stance and where these tackles are going to go, and the tackles going to get out of the game. So I personally think that 8 weeks is enough for the players to understand that, these tackles aren't good enough. They're not welcome in the game. So, and look, Carrigan's a good player. Like, he's not dirty at all, but it just goes for any player to do sort of tackles, that's a result. I think missing that many amount of weeks is fair.
So 8 weeks is fair enough. I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's fine. What about you, Champa? Now, Champa, you play on the weekends. You play local rugby league. How often does the hip drop tackle happen in your competition, and is 4 weeks fair?
Well, out of my whole years of playing, rugby league, I've only seen one hip drop tackle, and the one hip drop tackle I've seen, actually, I've seen many. I'll rephrase that. I've seen many, but the one that was that resulted in an injury, I remember this game clear. Ankle snapped like that, had to retire.
That's awful. Fuck.
Had to retire. So it's obvious that these tackles are dangerous, very dangerous. Like I said, it retired one of my teammates' careers. Look, obviously they're accidental. That tackle was accidental. He had no intention to break Jackson Hastings' ankle or whatever it was. But yes, I like what the NRL is doing. They need 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, enough weeks to enforce into the minds of rugby league players and coaches that these tackles need to be out of the game because they are dangerous. They are dangerous. I've seen it happen before, and I trust me. I saw that ankle snap, and I would hate to see it to anyone else in an NRL team. I would hate for it to happen to me. I would hate for it to happen to my son if he was playing rugby league when he was older. All right, these tackles need to be getting out of the game. They're too dangerous.
What? Would you give him 4 weeks, or would you give him something else?
Oh, I like Lorenzo's 8 weeks. I reckon that's enough time to make them realize, like, all right, I gotta change up the way I tackle. And people saying that, oh, it's gonna ruin the game because players won't know how to tackle. Come on, there are many different techniques and ways to tackle which don't result in a hip drop. All right, it's too dangerous. It's ugly. It's disgusting. And I think it's on the It may not be on the same level as a blatant shoulder charge, but it's close to that it can be very dangerous.
Same level.
Yeah. Look, I'm probably with you on this one. This one we don't disagree with too much. I think 8 weeks would be the right suspension. I mean, look, you got 4 weeks for it. The Broncos wanted him to get 2 weeks, and if it was 2 weeks, everybody would have lost their shit and went, what the fuck's going on here? But the biggest problem I have with this, Paddy Carrigan's getting 4 weeks for this, but Nathan Cleary's getting an extra week. So Nathan Cleary's tackle on Dylan Brown is apparently worse than what Carrigan did in the weekend, which I don't agree with one bit. Carrigan, for mine, it doesn't matter who it is, the hip drop tackle should be an instant 8 to 10 week suspension. You can't do it. Dangerous, careless, and the harm it does to you, it's fucked, honestly. And
right,
I hope Hastings is doing okay because Hastings is one of my favorite players, and for him to have his ankle snap like that, it's just fucked.
It's disgusting. It's horrible. Like I said, my teammate ankle snaps like that.
It really plays careers.
It happened in front of me. I can get the image in my head. It's horrible.
I don't even want
to get it out.
That would be awful.
Yeah. So, look, I think the NRL need to crack down on it and just make it 8 to 10 weeks. I think they should treat the hip drop tackle like the old eye gouge, because an eye gouge is usually 12 to 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So they might have to go that far with it just to get it out of the game.
Yeah, I think so. It gives players time to realise it too.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the final topic, lads. And topic number 1, Tamari Martin from the Brisbane Broncos, former Cowboys player, former Panthers and Cowboys half, now at the Broncos as a fullback. He signed a 3-year deal with the New Zealand Warriors starting in 2023. Apparently, he was signed there as a 5'8", so the Warriors spine next year. It's looking like fullback Charles Nickel-Klokstad, 5'8" Tamari Martin, halfback Sean Johnson, hooker Wade Egan. So I'm glad the Warriors have got their spine sorted for 2023 before the end of this season. Champa, what are your thoughts on Tamari Martin going to the Warriors? I think it's a good addition.
Yeah, it's a very interesting signing. Tamari Martin is a very exciting player. He's a bit of an X factor player, as he can step, he can pass, he can do everything, and he's a great utility player as well. Play him in the halves, or you can play him in the back line. I think it's a great selection, and it just makes the Warriors spine a lot stronger than what it is this year. Obviously, the departure of Reece Walsh is gonna be the tough for the Warriors, and I don't think the Warriors still haven't gotten over Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. So, Tamari Martin is a good signing, and with this you can have Vulcan come off the bench as well. So it's looking really good for the Warriors. I do see him more as a fullback, but you know what? In 5'8", I don't mind it at all.
He's better at 5'8".
You reckon he's better at 5'8"?
Way better at 5'8".
I've seen some good games where he's playing in the back line, but I'm not going to disagree with 5'8". He is pretty good at 5'8", but I think the Warriors could be a smoky for being a bit of a dangerous side. And what's this?
I just want to go to the live chat for a minute, mate. All that Champa, what's up, bro? Good job last Saturday. Thank you, Mr. Lachlan, for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate it, my good friend. He's saying congrats on the win against the Broncos.
Hey, surprising win. You know what? I'll take it. It was a very good win. Thank you, Mr. Lachlan.
Mr. Lachlan, thank you for the $2 in the super chat, mate. Thank you very much. But what about you, ProEnzo? Vidz, do you like the signing of Tamari Martin to the Warriors?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a great pickup for the Warriors, and he's definitely going to definitely add something to that club. But it's a bit interesting to know what's going to happen with Metcalf, RC, and Vulcan, because where did they all fit in the team? Because I thought Metcalf signed a 3-year deal, a long-term deal with the Warriors or something, and I don't think he signed that much of a deal to play on the bench. So whatever the Warriors are going to come up with, it's going to be very interesting, actually. I was thinking about today that maybe Sean Johnson doesn't have long left in the club. I don't know how long he may survive there. Maybe that's why they're playing around that as well. But just in general, I think Terry Martin's a good player, and he's been good for Brisbane this year, and he's obviously found his best again. So I think it's a good pickup for the Warriors.
100%. Look, I think this is a great addition for the New Zealand Warriors. They need a 5'8". Harris Tavita's not going to be there next season. They are getting Metcalf. They still got Volkman there. Assi. I think they're going to be a bit of depth players. So look, I like the addition to Murray Martin to the Warriors. I think he'll come on. He'll play a 5'8". Him and Sean Johnson could build a nice combination together. You've got Johnson in 7 controlling the team. Martin as that running 6. Nickel Coxhead at fullback and Egan at 9. So it's a much better spine than what they've produced this season, in my opinion. So
yeah, it is.
I think it's a good and look, a 3-year deal. I think a 3 years is fantastic for Tamari Martin. It's well deserved.
You think in that 3 years that he's at the club or signed to the club, he'll
get better.
Yeah, you think the Warriors could maybe see a top 8 finish within those 3 years?
They need to sort out a few other positions first before they talk about top 8. But there's no reason why they can't.
Yeah. I reckon. I reckon they're a bit of a chance to get close to that, maybe 7th to 10th position next year with the addition of.
If they can actually work out what the word consistent means, and yeah, why not?
That's true too.
That's definitely true.
All right. Well, let's move on, and it's time for the Breakdown Podcast Game Show.
What are the odds on Nick Bet?
Yeah, let's see.
The odds on Nick Bet, well, I haven't written them down, but the odds on Nick Bet are ProEnzo Vidz, $1.40 favourites. All out CHAMPA, $3.
Wow. I think it's all right.
All right.
$3 is good odds for CHAMPA.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, before we get into it, as everybody knows, first one to get 3 questions right wins. If anybody in the live chat reveals the answer, you will be removed for 5 minutes. And if you do it again, you'll be blocked in general. So no spoilers in the live chat. All right. Let's just get into it, fellas. Question number 1. Who is wearing the number 12 jersey for the Roosters this weekend?
Nat Butcher.
Yes, Nat Butcher is correct.
Oh, that was just, I guess that one.
Did well.
I said Angus Crichton, my bad. Damn. All right.
Angus Crichton's number 11.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Yeah,
1-0 ProEnzo Vidz. Really good start. All right. Question number 2. Who is wearing jersey number 13 for the Gold Coast Titans this weekend?
Aaron Clark.
Oh, my God, ProEnzo.
I just remember from last week.
Oh, my God.
CHAMPA, are you awake? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm just... Oh, man, Lorenzo's just beating me to it. What the fuck?
Today's the day. No.
ProEnzo 2, all out CHAMPA 0. Fuck me dead. ProEnzo gets the next question. It'll be 3-0. Jesus Christ.
It's looking
all
like
right.
a blowout.
Mate, you need a miracle, mate. All right. Question number 3. Who is wearing jersey number 11 for the West Tigers this weekend?
Safe off.
Correct.
Yeah, well, that was a good one.
Well done. All right, 2-1.
Wouldn't know that one.
Yeah, you've done well to come back. Good start. 2-1.
Good old safe off.
Game on. All right, next question. Who is... Hang on. Changing the question. All right. What was the score last time Newcastle and West Tigers faced off?
34-18.
Wrong. CHAMPA.
32-20.
Wrong.
36-16.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
Newcastle Knights 26. West Tigers what?
10.
Wrong. CHAMPA.
14.
Wrong. ProEnzo.
12.
Wrong. Champa.
22.
Wrong. ProEnzo.
18.
Wrong.
8.
Wrong.
4.
Correct.
Yes. That took forever, that one. Fuck, I luckily got it.
That was tough.
That was tough.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, good game, Champa.
Last time West Tigers and Newcastle Knights played, it was 26-4 Newcastle at Newcastle in round number 2, Sunday afternoon.
I remember that game very well.
And yeah, well done. And Mr. Lachlan with another $2. Winner gets $2 from me. Go all out, champ. Please beat ProEnzo. Well,
I'm sorry, Lachlan. Sorry, Mr. Lachlan.
you lost your
Yes.
$2. ProEnzo
Lachlan,
did
my
win.
number 1 fan.
I guess I get it now.
Seems like it, eh? All right. Well, fellas, let's just get into the round of footy.
All right, sweet.
Let's go.
Let's get into the round of footy, fellas, and we'll go through the tips. And all I want you to do is give me a margin of 1 or 12 or 13 plus, and just give me first try scorer or something. So, round 21 of the NRL kicks off tomorrow night at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Roosters and the Broncos. Who wins? How much? And first try scorer. What do you reckon?
I've got Roosters by 10, and my anytime try scorer is going to be Daniel Tupou.
Yep.
I reckon Brisbane won the 12, bounced back after that loss, and anytime try scorer, I'm gonna go me some Corey Oates.
I'm gonna go the Roosters 1-12, and I reckon Joseph Manu will score first, and I also believe it'll be the game of the round.
Nice.
Friday night, 6 o'clock at Amy Park in Melbourne. Storm versus Titans. Jesus Christ.
Do we really need to talk much about this one?
No. Go on quickly. It's a shit game.
Yeah, Storm by 22 and anytime try scorer Nofaluma.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I reckon Melbourne by like 30. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Olam, and I'm going to have 2 Titans fans very disappointed.
I'm going Melbourne.
He's already fallen asleep.
Such a shit game. Melbourne by 669 points to 0. And
What a score.
first try scorer, Nelson Solomona. Fuck it.
Wow, big Nelson.
Gonna be a flogging, I'm telling you. Friday night, 7:55 at Brookie. Manly and Parramatta, big game this one, and big rivalry game too.
Yes, it is. I'm back Manly this week. I'm going to back the boys here, back at Brookie. I think that, look, last week was obviously last week, and I think they're going to move on now. So I've got Manly by 8 points, and anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with Ola Kawhi in his return.
Nice. Champa?
I do have Parramatta 13 plus. I think they'll be too strong for Manly.
Without Moses?
Sorry?
Without Mitch Moses?
Come on.
I think without Mitch Moses, I think they can follow up with a good win. And
wow,
just to piss you off, Nick, I think Jacob Arthur for any time try scorer.
Well, we cannot let him score. There's no way we let him score.
I think Jacob Arthur could be the next Ash Taylor for you, mate.
I hope Kapoa is still having vision for that tackle he did on field.
Oh, stop it. No. Don't bring that up again.
I'm going Manly 13 plus.
Yes, Nick.
I'm serious. I reckon they're going to blow them off the park at Brookie. Parramatta without Moses are going to struggle to score points. So I reckon Manly win, and I reckon Manly win well. Manly 13 plus. And I'm going to go Ruben Gug to score the first try.
Nice.
Not bad.
Looking forward to this game, but I reckon Manly will be too good. I really do.
Hope so.
Saturday afternoon at the Sunshine Coast Stadium. Rabbitohs taking a home game up there. Rabbitohs and the Warriors.
Yeah, South should win well. I've got South by 16 and Johnston for any time because he always scores.
Makes sense. Yeah, Champa.
I do have South 1-12, and my any time is going to go to Montoya.
South Sydney Rabbitohs 13 plus. Alex Johnson first try scorer. Enough said.
Easy.
Saturday night, 5:30 p.m. at GIO Stadium in Canberra. It's the Raiders and the Panthers in the freezing cold. Wouldn't be surprised if it was -2. It's going to be fucking freezing. Canberra Penrith. Can Penrith go to Canberra and win in the cold without Luai and Cleary? This is a big game.
It's sort of tough one to pick, but I actually went Penrith 1-12, and my anytime try score is going to be Toto on the edge.
Yeah, nice. Champa?
Yeah, I went Penrith 1-12 in a nail biter of a game, and I'm going to go kick out anytime.
The Canberra Raiders are my specials of the weekend. I reckon they'll win 1-12.
Wow.
Wow.
Canberra, Canberra, they'll win. Canberra 1-12, and I reckon Nick Kotrick will score the first try.
Wow.
Interesting.
Saturday night, 7:35 p.m. at Shark Park, another local derby, a big rivalry game here. Sharks, Dragons. Sharks trying to finish in the top 2. Dragons trying to hold on for the top 8. This is the Dragons' last chance for top 8. If they lose this, they're fucked. So, big game here. Can the Dragons upset them?
Look, I don't think so, but I've got Sharks 1-12 in a very close game. And on debut, I'm going to go Kate Dykes for anytime try score of the fullback.
Yeah, I like it. Champa?
You know what? I think the Dragons are still in this, and I'm going in a 1-12. That's my special for the week. My special for the week. Dragons 1-12. Anytime, it's going to be Jack Bird.
Fuck, man, that's nice. Look, I reckon the Sharks win 1-12 as well. I think it'll be close. The Sharks had a big game against South last week. They played 85 minutes with South or whatever it was, 87 minutes, and they got to be a little bit tired after that one, I reckon. So the Dragons will be up for this, but I reckon the Sharks 1-12, and I'm going to go with Ronaldo Mulatalo to score the first try. I love Ronaldo. He'll score the first try. Sharks to win.
He's a top winger.
Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock up at Bundaberg. Bulldogs taking a home game to Bundaberg. Bulldogs and my team, the Mighty Cowboys. Bulldogs versus Cowboys. What happens here, fellas?
I think it's going to be a close game. I really think it's going to be tight. I'm serious. I think it'll be 1-12. But I've got Cowboys, and I think Hamiso is going to score any time.
Close game. Really?
Yeah, no, I think so. I generally think so.
Fuck.
Well,
all right.
Bundaberg, huh?
A team that's come a 12th on the ladder is going to go close against us. All right. We're going to see how that goes.
They're playing better. They're playing
all right. Yeah. Champa?
Bundaberg, home of the Bundy chick. Well, I have actually went to Cowboys, also 1-12. Hey, they played pretty well right against the Knights last week, so I reckon they can follow that up. 1-12. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Nanai, and he's going to take the #1 try scoring.
Don't mean to sound like a cocky prick, but Cowboys 22 plus. We are on a different level. Bulldogs aren't close to our level. What? Matt Burton's going to put up bombers all day. Is that what's going to happen? Fuck me. Cowboys 22 plus. Jeremiah Nanai will score 2 tries.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Of course he will score 2 tries. He's Jeremiah Nanai. He's too good.
Scores every game.
And the final game of the round, a game that I don't think anybody gives a flying fuck about. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock at Campbelltown. West Tigers, Newcastle Knights.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't give a shit who wins this, boys. But what's going to happen?
I've got Tigers 13 plus actually on Sunday, and I'm going to go Brent Nain anytime try scorer.
Yeah, all right, not bad. Champa?
Oh man, I'm going West Tigers by the way. You know what? Quote me on this. I'm going to go with West Tigers by 40.
What 40?
What?
40. Anytime try scorer. It's going to be Adam Dewey for a hat trick.
Oh.
For a hat trick. That's bold.
Yeah. Tigers 14 plus. And Dane Laurie to score.
Now, this is game of the round right here. You guys are going to be more excited. Come on, the Tigers.
I might fall asleep looking that. I'm not looking forward to that game.
No way.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Fellas, we have done well on time and shit. So, boys, what a great podcast.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Really good one.
Very good.
I enjoyed it. Great topics, Nick. Thank you, and thank you to the audience for watching.
No worries.
Thanks, everyone.
No worries. Well, thank you to everyone that tuned into tonight's show. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. Do all that good shit. Anyway, until next time, Have a great night, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always,